What's going on, everyone? It's Sean with another Tesla video, and in this one I recap my hypermile adventure to set the world record for longest distance traveled in a Model 3. I also talk a little bit about why I decided to do it, and lastly, when I'm going to attempt another hypermile record. And just a hint, it's going to be very, very soon from now.
Not in my usual Model S. I am in a Model 3. And for those that are watching my YouTube page or video for the first time, today I am embarking on a hyper mile adventure with the Model 3. This is, to my knowledge, yet to be done with the Model 3. If you're not familiar with hypermiling, it's essentially trying to get as much range out of the battery as possible. So for this trip, I'll be starting in Denver, Colorado. I'll be going east through Kansas and probably ending up somewhere in Missouri. Now, if you haven't watched my video from last night, I determined that 30 miles an hour is going to be the most efficient speed for the Model 3, which is kind of cool because that's a little bit of an increase from the Model S, which is somewhere around 22 or 25 miles an hour. That means I get to my destination faster. That means it's less boring. That means, um, yeah, a new speed. I'm anticipating that with the elevation in Denver being at around 5,300 feet and Columbia, Missouri, which I think is going to be a goal for me to reach. That elevation in Columbia, Missouri is around 500 feet. So I think knowing that the Model 3 is more efficient, lighter, more aerodynamic, and the elevation change, I'm expecting to break the world record on this trip for most miles traveled in a single charge on an electric vehicle, which is currently held by the Italian Tesla Club when they took their 100D Model S, 670 miles. So that's going to be the goal for this trip, to at a minimum break that, but maybe we'll see if we can shatter that record. So 30 miles an hour across 3 states. I've got everything here with me. I got a big ass coffee latte. I've got 2 water bottles. I've got some cashews and some almonds. I've got some beef jerky, some dried beef for some protein, and I've got some bananas and apples. A friend loaned me a portable solar. So what I'm going to try and do is power my phone with the solar and just kind of put this on the really nice, relatively flat dash of the Model 3. And so it's even got a USB plug there. So I'll just run the USB plug into the phone and hopefully power my phone and navigation on the phone with solar power. Now, I'm going to do my best to try and not stop, but in the event I've got to take a bathroom break, I've got a piss container right here. All the while, I've got I've got some stuff with the real estate business going on. I've got a contract that's supposed to be hopefully accepted today, but there may need to be a few updates to that contract. And so I may have to pull over, open up my computer, assuming that there's internet, and update that. But I don't expect for that to take very, very long. So right now I'm at a supercharger. I'm at 302 miles of charge. Looks like about 20 minutes remaining until the car is fully charged at 311 miles, and then we'll get going. So appreciate everyone for tuning in, and I'll be doing hopefully some live streams throughout the trip. Of course, depending on the internet connection, I don't know what it's going to be like on this Highway 36. I did a previous video on the proposed route, so you can take a look at that if you're really curious to know what road I'll be headed on. What else? What else? Any questions? Feel free to add some questions. Let's see. I think I can access the previous comments. Let's do live chat. Yeah, well prepared for sure. Actually, I wanted to have some backup battery banks. Thanks, Mark. Just in case the solar thing does not work real well. I tested it out last week, but I was using a lot of apps at the same time, and it didn't seem to be It didn't seem to be losing a charge, but it wasn't really gaining any charge. But maybe with just using Google Maps on the phone, I'll see that this hopefully could work. Any other questions from you guys? If you're not subscribed, please do that. I will be posting some more videos about the hypermile. Of course, the goal would be to break the 670 mile world record in a single charge. So that's my jam. Cool, from Sweden. Awesome. Love Sweden. Been there a few times. Used to live in Norway. Yeah, so another Tesla owner. Yeah, so looking forward to it. I won't drone on too long, but thanks everyone for jumping on, and see you soon. Here we are. We're all set, fully charged at the supercharger with 311 miles, and we're ready to get this hypermile thing started. Let's, just for being thorough sake, 19 a.m., 59 degrees. We've got the mileage on the car is 1,208. You can see here we've reset the trip tracker, and we'll be tracking the trip here. And what do we got? We got 311 miles, and today is, what is today? Today's Monday. I don't even know what day it is. It's Monday the 14th. So thanks for tuning in and watching this interesting journey. I have no idea what the results will be, how far I'll go, and if I'll even break the world record of 670 miles. But we're gonna see what happens. Let's do this. All right, all is going well. We are about an hour and a half into the trip, and so far going well. About 40 miles in, and we've consumed 5 kilowatt hours and used 125. We're at 125 watt hours per mile. Ryan, thanks for the correction on watt hours per mile. I was saying watts per mile, which is incorrect. So Ryan, thanks for the tip and the note. I've actually got to pull off here and update that contract that I mentioned before I started the trip here, in negotiations as I'm driving here by text. So I've got to make some updates to that, and thankfully I've got a good cell connection, so should be a quick stop here on the side of the road, and we'll get going again once I've got that sent off to my buyers. We're gonna pull in right there. Just gonna reverse it so the sun's not shining through the windshield. Let's see. Should have brightened up the screen. I think I can see it here. All right, gonna pull off a little bit. My new office space for the next 10 minutes. This has got to be the craziest place I've ever stopped to work on a contract. I'm about 50 miles east of Denver, and in the middle of nowhere. It's beautiful. Lots of farmland, grass. Looks like maybe a little bit of rain towards Denver. And semi-truck driving by. But I pulled off here to pull up my computer and update a contract for some fantastic clients. And I thought I'd just hop on to just commemorate the strangest place that I've ever, this is the strangest place that I've ever had to work. So lots of fun. As you probably know, real estate doesn't stop, even though you take a little bit of a road trip. So all is good now, and things are moving forward. About to hop back on the road. So I started traveling again, and I got to make another stop here. Just, I don't know how many miles down, 7 miles down the road. I got to update this contract again. This is the life of a real estate agent. I am about 110 miles into the trip. I've used 14 kilowatt hours, and I'm at about 126 watt hours per mile, which is a little bit high if I want to break the 670 mile record. However, I did a tracker on about 25 miles ago,
and I'm at 104 watt hours per mile. So the good news is that I think that I've gotten past all of the hills in eastern Colorado, and now it's starting to flatten out. Things are looking very good, actually. Things are looking very, very good. I need to average about 111 watt hours per mile when I finish the trip in order to break the record. So if I can do at that or better, we're going to be good. If it remains at 126 or higher, 126 watt hours per mile or higher, we're going to be in trouble. We won't break the record, but things are looking really, really good as the landscape starts to flatten out. I am in Woodrow, Colorado. I've traveled about 70 miles, used 9 kilowatt hours, which actually seems sort of high. I'm using 130 watt hours per mile, which is seems a little bit high, but I'm also going up and down some hills here in eastern Colorado. I'm hoping that once I get further east and it gets a little flatter, like in Kansas, that should pick up. That should pick up, or at least the watt hours per mile should drop, hopefully. I'm looking to get down to 90 watt hours per mile or better. I think I'm gonna take a little break here. Not a break, but I think I'm gonna grab some food here. I'm just now starting to get hungry after the breakfast sandwiches I had. So some cashews, salted cashews, so good. Just crossed into Kansas, state number 2. Awesome. Doing pretty good. Currently at 122 watt hours per mile. 150, almost 157 miles traveled. Going good. Got the storm behind me. It's quiet. And it got real cool in the car when the sun went away. So a little update here. I just checked the radar, the weather radar, and there's a massive, severe thunderstorm behind me. In fact, I think you can even see the gray clouds over here. I just reached out to a friend who is a storm chaser, and he agreed. In fact, I should take a look at the text because it just came in. But I'm also going to try and use the restroom while I'm driving here, so I don't have to stop with this trusty water bottle. In fact, autopilot may be best to try and do this. Okay, so I just took a look at the text. My friend John said that it is severe. He acknowledged that, and then he recommended downloading an app that should help me track it in relation to where I'm at, called Radar Scope. He said it costs some money. I don't know how much. I'll have to take a look. So I'll take a look at the app and kind of see what happens from there. I don't know how fast storms move. So if I'm going 30 miles an hour, will I be able to beat it? Certainly need to be mindful because it is really dark behind me, and the storm looks pretty massive. There's that storm. I think I'm going to name the storm. Since the news website Jalopnik is such a poo-pooer of Tesla, I'm going to name this storm Jalopnik. Will we outbeat Jalopnik? Stay tuned to see. almost dark, and we're moving along okay. We're about to hit Norton, Kansas, and I'm very pleased. So I've used so far 32 kilowatt hours of the 75 kilowatt hour pack. Looking good. I haven't even hit 50% of the battery pack, and I am at 268 miles. Things are looking up. Things are looking real up. Currently 120 watt hours per mile. It's been kind of sitting at 121 for most of the last, I don't know, hour, maybe two. So I'm actually surprised that there's so many hills in Kansas. I thought it was really, really flat. That's at least what what I was led to believe. We are 9:14 Central Time, and we are definitely going to be driving through the night. Good thing I got a big old coffee. Seems like I'm using more energy all of a sudden here. Last 23 miles has been 139 watt hours per mile. Not good. I don't know when or if that's going to go back down, but it seems like I've been heading uphill more the further into Kansas I get. And to make matters worse, I'm getting really tired. And it's almost midnight Kansas time, 11 Colorado time. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to make it to Columbia, Missouri. Oh man, I'm beginning to think this is a terrible idea. What was I thinking? I'm getting so tired. I can't imagine myself driving another 4 or 5 hours or more. No, it's got to be more than that. I started at 10:15. Be 11:15. Oh man, just getting uncomfortable. Really just want to sleep. Oh, now the pressure's on. Elon Musk liked my tweet. I gotta keep going now. I think I'm gonna alter my route here and head to Topeka. I just don't want to be in a situation where I run out of battery, especially since this isn't my car. So I'd rather be around a charging station, a supercharger, and maybe just circle around once I get there. So I'm going to start heading towards Topeka, which is bottom right. And, gosh, I'll make it for sure, but I'm just exhausted. Okay, I'm on the home stretch here. I'm not 100% sure that I've got enough range to make it to the supercharger. And in between here and there, the chargers are pretty few and far between. So I'm hoping that I can drive efficient enough to get there. There are some slow charging stations before I hit the supercharger, but they're not too far away. So I hate this. I was thinking I would be coming in with a lot more energy, but the last 150 miles or so just seems like the car has been sucking up energy. So 14% on the battery. We've got 499 miles, 63 kilowatt hours used, 127 watt hours per mile. Probably pretty good. I just don't know how much of the 75 kilowatt hour battery pack is saved for energy savings. Oh, I'm going too fast too. Shoot. I think we'll be okay. 14% left on the battery, 500 miles. I think we'll be all right. This looks pretty flat too, actually, thankfully. Holy cow. Shouldn't be too long before the sun starts to come up. I might be rolling into the supercharger as the sun is rising. I'm pulling the cord. I'm heading to the closest destination charger. I don't want to be in that situation where I'm out of range. I could probably go further, but I just don't want to chance it. So this will be a good opportunity for someone else to beat this record here. Definitely doable. I chose the wrong route as well. Too many hills, too many ups and downs. I need something flatter, and I thought that going from Denver to Kansas and Missouri would be it, but no. This charging station is at a casino, and I looked at PlugShare, and there's some people who say that it's not working. This is a while ago. I see a green light. That's promising. Yes. There it is. Ah, they look good. All right. Bada boom. Thank you, Golden Eagle Casino. That's the first time I've stood up in a while. Oh my goodness. That's silly. I wish they had a ring. Oh, I like that. Oh. So we ended with 515.7 miles traveled, 65 kilowatt hours, 127 watt hours per mile. Sun's coming up. I'm gonna try and get some rest here for a little while, and that'll give me a chance to give the car a chance to charge so that I have enough range to get to the supercharger in Topeka. So I've laid the back seats of the Model 3 down, and I don't quite fit, and I'm even at an angle. It's okay. It'll do. Signing off. Well, I am about 9 minutes out from the Topeka supercharger. Last night, I had to abort the mission. It was just getting too close for my comfort. And I didn't want to be that guy that was stranded on the side of the road with no power in the car. So I decided to head to a casino on a Native American reservation. But I'm a little sad. I'm a little sad that I didn't make it to 600 miles. Things were looking very good initially, and then these hills here just ate up the range in the battery. It was crazy. So I didn't make it. In fact, I thought I'd make it past 600 miles, but these Kansas hills just really ate into things. So I'm thankful for the opportunity. It was a lot of fun, even though it was incredibly boring. It was a lot of fun, and I think someone else who's got a Model 3 will have a great opportunity to take it even further than I did. So thanks for following the journey. I'm gonna charge this thing up and head back to Denver. Thanks so much for tuning in. I really appreciate your attention, and thank you to all the new subscribers that have come over as a result of following this hypermile journey. Now, when am I going to set another record with this hypermile adventure? What I will say is it's coming very, very soon, and I'm going to make an announcement about when this hypermile attempt is going to happen. This coming Wednesday, May 23rd. So make sure you're subscribed to my channel so you get updates, and you can also click the little bell icon. You'll get notified when that video is published. It's going to talk about what the route is, where it's going to be, and whom I'm doing it with, and some extra surprises thrown in there that I guarantee you won't be expecting. So, hope you're on the edge of your seats. Stay tuned for the next Hypermile update.